On the morning of my most recent trip to the MIA, I read a selection of Osho where he stated that depictions of the Buddha are not literal depictions of what he looked like in life, but depictions of his spiritual geometry. We entrain, we take on the energetic state from this template through observation. The same is true with images of bodhisattvas and other deities, or really for any other depiction of the human form, and it alters our mental emotional state. As I walked through the museum, I marveled at how many ways people have depicted, in particular, female beauty, and how all of those expressions coexist under one roof, and how different it is from what I typically see in my Netflix queue, which is a much more homogenized representation. It brought me to ask myself what I observe most frequently and how conscious my choice in that selection is. A recent study shows that it takes only 60 seconds for you to change your preference for different body types based on exposure to images representing different BMIs. Many factors influence the construction of our tastes, but so many of them are social. Historically, heavier bodies once indicated wealth and a greater chance of survival through fluctuations of food supply and through pregnancy and childbirth. This preference has changed dramatically as we've come to associate mass not with wealth, but with poverty, with poor nutrition, sedentary lifestyles, and with an assumed lack of willpower or intelligence. We've had similar ideas around skin tone. Pale skin was once an indicator of wealth, and tan skin was a sign that one was an outdoor laborer. In some areas of the world, that's still the perception, and darker complexions are chemically lightened. In the West, our preference for tan skin began around the 1940s when images of bronzed Hollywood elite at leisure provided a contrast to the pale skin of office workers. We began burning and dyeing our skin to meet the fashion. Our tastes often also reflect our intimate family environments, as we joke and critique and assess and scold our beloved kin from birth until death, often not recognizing our own woundings as we bequeath them to the next generation. Our tastes reflect our peer groups as well, and the peer groups we dream of being accepted into. Our rejection of our non-conforming qualities reflects our fear that we will find ourselves cast out because of them. So my challenge for you today is not for you to change anything, but to observe. Observe your exposure to images. Observe the choices made in the creation of those images. Who made them? For what audience? And to what purpose? Observe your level of choice in observing those particular images with that particular timing, for that particular duration. Observe whether this is a social or solitary experience. Observe your emotional state. What draws you in and what repels you? Why do you think that is? Observe the sensations in your body. Do you find yourself sighing? Do you feel yourself tensing up? Do you notice that you're breathing more deeply or holding your breath? Are you sucking in your stomach or straightening your spine? Observe your inner voice. Are you comparing yourself? Are you comparing yourself favorably or unfavorably? Observe your words about yourself, your friends, your elders, your siblings, your children, celebrities, strangers on the street, and anyone else you can possibly think of. How are your reactions to those different groups of people related? Do they demonstrate respect, love, and compassion, or do they say something else? Seek out new images to observe. How does what they reflect to you alter you? How does your observation of them alter them? And if you'd like to share what you discover, leave a comment for us so that we can witness your courage and your strength and your beauty inside and out.